Okay, greetings everyone. I hope everyone can see me and hear me well. Okay, now it's not gonna be the longest Zoom international call we had before. It's not heavy loaded with information and updates. We must keep things briefly because there's people who are already on a fly to the Montenegro or already gathering here, and we need to conduct the event. More than 50 people already here, and my respect to everyone who actually achieved and showed that they deserve such reward because there was the biggest goal they achieved that we achieved and that we're gonna show on this event. And the next one is gonna be even bigger, of course, because this is our our future. This is our quote here that every single event should be even better than the previous one. And the next one is Turkey, by the way. And the date on that next event we're gonna show in the web on the website and Telegram after we're gonna end the current event. It's gonna be for 500, 750 people. Yes, there's gonna be a limitation for the event in Turkey because with such pace with which leaders actually building structure, how everyone working here, even in comparison to our core, it's amazing. It's something that shouldn't be possible, as Ladislav already mentioned before, but we need to put limitation on that. Otherwise, there are gonna be 3,000 people, and we couldn't afford to put them all on the event. So yes, just know it's nonetheless gonna be even better than this one. And I happy that every single member gonna be able to feel all the emotions, all the energy that every people here in Montenegro have as well through the live broadcast, through the our video with the highlighted moments, a live broadcast with the conclave, with the roadmap, with everything, and also some short videos from the leaders and members, how it was their day going, and so on. It's gonna be amazing, believe me, guys. And now let's get going. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the updates. More time gonna be spent on the cryptocurrency because, of course, the adding cryptocurrency is a valuable and important topic here. Also, tomorrow or after tomorrow, there's gonna be a live broadcast from Montenegro, the leadership conclave, of course, and it's going to be the important event that everyone should anticipate and watch as well. About my own plans, if we talk about another international Zoom call, is going to be on Thursday. And here we're going to talk more about the actual adding of the cryptocurrency asset Bitcoin. Also, there was a questions from leaders, questions from partners that watched the previous international Zoom call. We're gonna talk about that first, and then back to the updates. All right, now to the first question of the updates, and the question is about that we add in two new exchanges. They're going to be in public access with all information about the companies, the exchanges themselves on Monday. And after the testing, there is the main mass of transactions in Bitcoin. It's going to be attended on those two exchanges. And after testing on Thursday, we're going to add the new cryptocurrency asset for arbitration use is Bitcoin, of course. It's going to be one of the third main. And there is a question why it's so less cryptocurrency assets that it were in ARP core. Well, there is a reason for that. But nevertheless, Bitcoin is chosen because it is important and convenient for all sides here, for the company, for the partners who build in a structure, and for investors. Because basically we managing everything that it work more properly. And even if we take the statistic from ARPcore and compare it to one trade in USDC, we have the average daily percentage 2.9 to 3.8, which is a great percentage by arbitration, and it's very different from what we had in RB Core. And Bitcoin is just gonna strengthen such power we have here because we adjusted a lot of technical moments here, basically a lot, because we use it ourselves. And despite the fact that many people call it already full-fledged working model, it's not. It's actually a better test model, if we may put it in correct words, because it's going to be a full-fledged working model at the moment where all the exchanges going to be available for everyone to use. Because right now it's used for arbitration, so we're basically using it for arbitration, and it's testing. It's still testing because the goals is big. Now to next updates. And a little more about the work of the exchange and work with Bitcoin. Yes, it's basically what I wanted to share with you. There's going to be three cryptocurrency. It's Ethereum, Bitcoin, and USDT. And even with such top cryptocurrency assets, we showing great results because when we compare Ethereum how it worked in ARP Core, we could say the deals and transactions could be better. They could be higher, they could be faster, they could be more. But of course, we had our hands tied because of working with different exchanges that was third parties and so on. But right now, we don't have such problems because we have our own exchanges, and that's mean that any shackles and restraints that work on that it's gone. It's basically mean that we can work with without the limitation of the exchanges because there is our own and cryptocurrencies with the best spread, with which was shown in our core, Ethereum, Bitcoin, USDT. In one trade, it could be twice or thrice and a half better by the income profitability. Bitcoin, of course, is the leader among them all, and it always has been by that. But with all the limitations gone, it means we can work better and it more comfortable for us conditions. Of course, it doesn't mean we not having any. It doesn't mean we don't have any criteria or limitations at all. We still forming pools. We still using that because this is a comfortable solution and tools for actually making transactions, going through the process and making trades, but in our own exchanges because 70% of all different restrictions and limitations that actually restricted the work of arbitration because arbitration considered and as a fact is shown as a weakness of exchanges, their vulnerability, and there's a lot of things they turn it on to cut them off, but we just basically evading it. Still, we close to some criteria we put for ourselves, but it's more of a professional size of it. So, if we're talking about the Bitcoin for the investor, is a good tool. It's a good asset because, of course, the contract is closing much faster than in USDT. Because in USDT we have a certain kind of a limit by the contract to end upon 2 months. It's basically the top date here. On a Bitcoin is going to be much faster because of the specific of the crypto assets. And many of you actually know this too. It's very known asset. It's volatile currency. And I'm going to repeat it once again as were before. Since it's volatile, the cryptocurrency can actually jump. It can actually spike up, skyrocket, or going down. So you need to actually check with what assets you're currently working and check your capabilities because when we were in the ARP core, there was a questions like the Bitcoin's going down. Oh no, I chosen the wrong cryptocurrency. I didn't want that. Can we go to the another currency? Can we just transfer my funds? No, we cannot. We cannot do that. You need to actually analyze yourself. You need to have your own eyes here and just acknowledge that the Bitcoin is such cryptocurrency that could grow and you receive not only profit because of arbitration, but also because of the growth of the assets of Bitcoin, or it's can going down, which means you need to have excerpt, you need to have patience to wait for the right moment, but it's not because of the contract. We ourselves are quite calm about such decision, even though there is a lot of discussions and debate on the matter of if we should add other currencies and Bitcoin. But I guess why we choose that direction is more than clear. But basically the main tool in cryptocurrency field that used by many of foreign communities is Bitcoin. Even if we take our segment, the Russian communities, it's something around 30% of them using Bitcoin, while all the international members, it's 80% of them using Bitcoin instead of something else. And I guess that's understandable why we choose this course with selecting the Bitcoin as our cryptocurrency for arbitration. Everyone could understand that. that is good what for the company, for the investor, and for the leaders. It's basically a great income, a fast closing of contracts, and well, to say the least, it is by the good price, at least for now. Even if there is a spike down, could possibly happen, like on 58, 57, the arbitration spread is still quite good, both with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Arbitration as a tool, as a strategy was chosen because you less depend on the actual rate of any cryptocurrencies. This is why we choose so. And for the investor, it's even better. Okay, now we're gonna end with this summarizing of all the cryptocurrency added and working. Now we're gonna talk about the leadership and the partnership programs because there is something to talk about. So, why we actually taking so much focus on partners? The reason is because there is basically a lot of people who qualified by the network rewards. It means they have two active partners or even more, and it's basically every second person have access to the rewards. So we need to talk about that. The dynamic is quite lovely. We have lots analysis on the cashback closed, on the statistic on the rewards system, and so on. So we need to actually let people be aware of anything that connected to the network program. So there's basically two sides here, and partners who work in significantly on the investment and partners who build in their communities, small or bigger, that depends. Now let's talk about that. Yes, we're gonna once again we try to make it more briefly because on a Thursday we're gonna have it in more advanced view with the screen sharing and so on the resource directly. If we're talking about each cryptocurrency, they all gonna have a different main back offices. They own different structures, cashback, rewards, and so on. So yes, it means three different resources by the fact. And you have the same in USDT. You have structures. So some of you have the cashback achievements and rewards, so on. And there was a limitation, or the daily limitation of 22,000 if we take in the top one. In Bitcoin, it will be 100,000 in dollars daily, because the amount of investment is much higher in Bitcoin with the threshold on deposit, withdrawal, and how the pools form and so on. There is a different parameters. It's basically a different structure and system here, but the structure is not in any way in any way connected to USDT. And the same applies to Ethereum when it's gonna be launched. Because when we're gonna try to make a reference to what happened in ARPCore, we had a crucial moment, a crucial ever we done. It actually bringing everything in USDT. I mean, in every rewards, in no matter in what currency, in what cryptocurrency achieved, it's all converted in USDT, and that was a mistake because the current model given us enough to maneuver in Bitcoin. When you actually acquire rewards, cashback, then everything you receive in Bitcoin, and it's much actually useful because when we talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum is a big work for the leaders, but in the same time, you can have so much rewards from three different systems, basically. And it's like $160,000 by one program in Bitcoin, and there is three of them. Is it even beneficial? God damn it, is beneficial, of course. But yes, there is a limitation on each structure, and none of them has actually affect the other one. And it actually means the comparison is better. The cashback and ranks, everything is going to be acquired in the cryptocurrency that you using, that you're building, that a member in your team actually using for investment and so on. And it's actually very convenient for the members, for the investor, and it's even more convenient for the company because there was moments when the cryptocurrency was going down and there was a lot of loading on the support team because, well, damn, the cryptocurrency is going down. That's a problem, and a lot of rewards is converted from Bitcoin and Polygon. It's not only the problem of Bitcoin. There was a lot of partners on those two cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Polygon, and that's why a lot of those two cryptocurrencies should be actually converted in USDT and used for compensation in USDT, which means we spending a lot, not forming the pools correctly, and this is a problem. This is the very reason why we have so much disputes and talking with the leaders, with the conclave about adding the cryptocurrency, is it should be or not, and that's why we choose three structures, three cryptocurrencies, basically three programs in Bitcoin, USDT, Ethereum. Because we're giving new opportunities for the investors, we're giving new opportunities for rewards for the leaders, and we're giving ourselves new tools. In the same time, we're not actually putting ourselves in any limitations as it was in our core when we used Boost, when we use different programs, when we try to somehow evade the problems we created for ourselves and try to compensate it. Because right now, it's much easier, it's much safer, and it's much stable. Okay, guys, that was about the Bitcoin, about dynamic work. Just a little more, and then I'm gonna pass the microphone, and stage to Vladislav. I think it's gonna be a right decision since we go into the event on Montenegro, and the Montenegro shall have their word. The question is why such Zooms, the late one, we had more informative kind of part and less emotional. This is a reason because we put a lot of our human hours in work, put a lot of our efforts because there's a lot of plans, a lot of achievements we need to actually reach to, and there is a lot of certain individuals who every single day want to make our life more difficult for the project, for the research, and they do it in despite the time of day or night, like the complaint or reports on the domain. And in all that, we need also to think through the roadmap and out our plan, what we want to do, what we need to do. And when we have our plan, we actually have obligations that we need to comply, and not in the financial side, but on a technical part of it. And the ambitions we need to live on to, because we have our plans. We tell ourselves that we want this to happen and we need it to be done. So if we're talking about any kind of rivalry, the competitions, when the one trade was open, there was a lot of different kind of projects that I can't describe anything but parasites. But 90% of them is already closed by certain details I gonna not talk about. But those that remains, like 10%, they are in a very shaky situation because we are on the open market, and despite that, I really think that the best strategy here, if you want to win opponent, you need to outstand him by the skills, by the intellect, by your idea. But unfortunately, on the internet field, there is a lot of people who just using different kind of tactics. The throwing dirt, using shady things, using complaints, reports, using everything they need to destroy the communities or the prosperity inside out, and that's just basically bad. We're not gonna play by the rules. We're not gonna do the same. We just basically eliminate them. So yes, be aware of that. But nevertheless, despite that, we have our great achievements. We go in straight forward, and yes, I think it's time for the Vladislav to take the word because it's time to go forward, guys.
Yes, guys, it's time to go forward, upward and forward, guys. How did you like today presentation? Let's give a warm, applause and appreciation to our honorable leader, Evgeny Levin, for the amazing presentation. How did you like the news and updates today, guys? Who is excited about Bitcoin and Ethereum coming, guys? I'm personally very excited, guys. And three different structures, guys. You will be able to earn uh, three different cashbacks. It's guys, it's just amazing. I want to tell you when we had the Bitcoin. You we managed with the Bitcoin boost like just in it was just in one day, guys. 24 hours. I believe we managed to collect like $10 million. So guys, it's going to be amazing. The potential is huge, guys. And the other words that I really loved, Evgeny Levin said that now we are easy. The system is easy, it's sustainable, and the most important, which everyone want to hear and know, it's we are more safe, guys. So, guys, let's applause for that, guys. It's like Evgeny Levin said, this business model, it's more give more heart, guys, more reactions, emotions, and love for what he is doing. What I love about Evgeny Levin, that he's not just a visionary, brilliant, genius mind, visionary. He's also a very ambitious, and his team. And I've been talking before with him, and he said, Vlad, money doesn't motivate me, yeah, but challenging me, challenge me about creating something, building something. That's what really motivates him. And I truly believe Evgeny Levin and his team. Let's thank also to the team, behind the stage, that are constantly working, not sleeping, everything to working properly and smoothly. They are the best on this market. And yeah, guys, how do you like my shirt? Yeah, today. Look at this beautiful view. Like Montenegro, it's so beautiful, and it's you can still see it's not so late, so I can just show you around, guys. You should be definitely here. But if you're not here today, you should be definitely in Turkey, and I'm looking forward to meet you there, guys. We have arrived like about 200 people, participants, about 200 people to the event. I've been meeting, welcoming today our guests, helping with settling them with their rooms, with checking in even. And I'm so happy, I'm so excited, and everyone is also so happy to see me. So it's about, guys, exchanging the energy. That's why you should not miss these events, meeting all these brilliant and successful leaders. It's a whole different. So, and on this positive note, guys, definitely I think this will be the biggest event that everyone will remember for many years. I know really Evgeny Levin wants that, and everyone will be talking about this event. Nobody has done what, again, they have done and prepared for us. And guys, God bless you wherever you come from. God bless your family. Stay safe, the most important. And we're building history, guys. One trade, and what we have here, our product, is beyond any competition. So, guys, thank you again for being here today. Don't miss these Zooms. Don't forget to invite your partners. These Zooms are very important because you get the latest information and updates. And I see you on the next Zoom, guys. Have a nice day. Have a nice evening.
Okay, friends, yes, have a great ending of the day. Thank you all for attending to the Zoom call. Thank you, Vladislav, for your compliments, for every words you get in actually in the side of our company, of our team. And personally, to me, it was really bright. This is a great ending of this Zoom call. And yes, we're gonna see each other very soon. There's gonna be a conclave meeting very soon, and also on every international Zoom calls, we're gonna see each other again. So have a great day and see you next time.